Journey of resource management. Now, new PMI ATP material called it as team. We have heard in book 5th edition as human resource. All of these things are same. First of all, whenever you heard the word resource, remember resource are of 4 type: manpower, human resource, material, machinery, and money. We are more focused toward manpower or human resource. So resource management plan, that is the basis on all how you acquire the resources, how you estimate the resources, acquire the resources, and manage the resources. Estimate, acquire, develop, track team. This is, you can say, the basic of this team topic or journey of team. This is the basis of this thing. You make a resource management plan, and that resource management plan defines what are the roles and responsibilities of each person that we need. We make a resource organogram, project organizational chart, and we acquire resource according to that. Roles and responsibility, we use 2 type of metrics: responsibility assignment matrix, telling, hey, this is a resource, he has this particular responsibility, and of course the famous RACI matrix: responsibility, accountability, consult, and inform. Both of them have the same purpose, to define how to get which type of resources. Now, when we are acquiring the resources or when we are estimating the resources, when we are estimating, we know we discuss many estimation technique like analogous, parametric, 3-point, bottom-up estimation. The same estimation techniques will be used also in the resource management topic. So estimation, if you use in scope, in schedule, cost, resource, it remains the same, and that gives us estimate resource activity, like how much resource we required. If we are working in a coding, like this is that many man hours, we get the resource calendar when all these resources are available. Okay, so this is a very important thing to understand. Once we have estimated the resources, it is good to understand job description. This resource will be able to do that thing. Understanding the context of a particular job and acquiring the resources according to that. Then there are many organizational theories that you need to master if you are a good project manager. Understanding the backside of the thing, how to do those things. For example, Maslow hierarchy of needs. Abraham Maslow basically said, unless your lower needs are not satisfied, you will not even think for higher needs. For example, if I haven't had dinner for 2 days or any meal in that manner, I will not be thinking to give value back to the community. I will not be thinking about these creative things because I spend a lot of time on these creative things, how to give the maximum value to you guys. I will not be thinking that. I will be working more on my basic necessity, food, water, security, all those things. So, Abraham Maslow theory. Then we have Herzberg theory of motivation or Herzberg theory of 2-point. Herzberg says that there are 2 factors: hygiene agent and motivating agent. Hygiene agents are something that must be present. If they are not present, then people become demotivated. But if they are present, we don't get motivated. To start running. No. For example, right now I have a good light here, I have good clothes, I am properly fed, there is a good temperature in the room. Now all these are hygiene things. Even if they are present, I wouldn't notice them because I consider them, they must be there. You can say that the minimum criteria. For example, your salary, remember this thing, salary comes under hygiene agent. How much salary you are earning. Even if you increase your salary by 20%, you will not be motivated to take an action. So that's an hygiene agent. Motivating agents are appreciation, growth, contributions, opportunity, something that makes you run away from your bed. Like You may have heard in many of the journeys that my students are saying, like, we message him at 2 a.m. he's up, we message him at 8 a.m. he's up. I don't know he sleeps or not. What is the thing? What keeps me motivating? What keeps me putting daily videos? Your appreciation. You give me significance. The opportunity I have. I consider myself lucky that I have the opportunity to serve. And I am learning new things. For example, I have developed this new way to look at the entire journey of resource. So I am learning. So this is motivating me. Okay? But let's say you are working on a motivating thing, but some hygiene things are not present. You got fired while you were preparing for PMP. You can get demotivated. Preparing for PMP is more as a motivating agent, and your basic salary is more as a hygiene agent. If one of these things are not present, you get demotivated and you move down on the Maslow hierarchy of needs. Both of these theories move hand in hand together. Okay? Then we have theory X. Theory X says that people does not like to work. We need to supervise them, have a thumbprint of their attendance. I don't know when they work, when they don't work. We need to have that. Put cameras. We don't trust people. And theory Y says that people love to work. Give them a good environment, and they will perform better. So more of an agile environment works on theory Y. Theory X, theory Y is very important also. Then we have expectance theory. Expectance theory basically works on the belief. If you believe after watching my videos, you will get a better knowledge. If watching my coaching call, you can clear the PMP exam. You will watch these videos again and again. But if you believe that it will not help, you may not watch again. If you believe that doing PMP will help you to grow in your career, you will work on it. You will put the hours, hard work, money, all those things. But if you think it is useless, you will not put that thing. So expectance theory. All the religions in the world basically based on expectance theory. Then comes as Macklin's achievement of theory. So he said that people are motivated by different things: power, affiliation, and achievement. Some people are motivated by power, some are affiliated by affiliation, some by achievement. And it's not that they are done by only one thing. There's basically a Venn diagram. Okay? So for me, if I say that I'm not motivated by power but I am motivated more towards affiliation and achievement. So I would be more in this region. Where are you? Where do you stand? Do tell me. Do tell me where do you stand. And then there are some personality understanding when you are getting your people, getting surveys, which type of people are there, what is their diversity. Understanding the diversity of the team is a very good thing. As a project manager, you need to use the diversity, cultural diversity, gender diversity, religious diversity, all type of diversity is good for the project. When people from diverse environment come, they bring different experience. For example, if I have a team, 2 people from US, Canada, 2-3 people from I would say Europe, 1-2 people from Australia, 2-3 people from China, and then from India, then Singapore side. We have a diverse team. We will have the entire world knowledge at our hand. But like in Spider-Man, Uncle Ben said, with more power comes more responsibility. Now you have diverse environment, you need to manage them properly. So the project manager, you need to understand these things. Now, in order to manage these things, in order to manage diversity, we make team charter. Team charter is a very important document that defines what are the values we are going to follow, what are the vision we are going to follow, what is the mission, how we are going to take decisions, how to handle conflicts. We will dive deep into the conflict, and a very important thing, what are the ground rules. Some people also call it as a working agreement, but ground rules are the most important thing. Ideally, this must be made by the team, both of these, ground rules as well as team charter. But initially a project manager can also work in that and can also develop these things for the team. Now, as a project manager, you must be good in communication skills. Now, two things that come are very important in communication skills are active listening. Now, all these things are basically coming. We have estimated the resource. We are working on acquire and obtaining the resources. You are acquiring the resources. You use all these things, and now you are also need to communicate with the resources. Once you acquire, the communication goes in all the three: acquire, develop, track, or manage. You can say. Okay. So communication, active listening. Guys, active listening is in today's distracted world is what I called as superpower. If you can listen someone, then you have that power that you can become friend with any human being in the world. This is a very, very important thing. If you can listen to someone, I'm not talking talk to someone. Everyone can talk and tell their story. But how many people are there who will put their mobile aside and stay silent and just listen to you? Now, one of the way is just have an eye contact if your culture allows it. Many culture does not appreciate that if there's someone elder and you have an eye contact with him or her. So if your culture allows to have an eye contact, you have an eye contact with them and just stay silent and just listen to them. Don't nod, nothing. This is one way of active listening. Another way is when you are listening, you can nod and you can say, yeah, I got it. Like you try to understand them. Another way of active listening is whatever he or she has said, you paraphrase it just to understand that you are listening, that what he or she is saying, you're understanding the same thing. Guys, this is very important thing. What I am saying, I have a picture in my mind. What you are listening, you have another picture of my mind. So when you rephrase, hey, I am hearing this thing, I am understanding this thing, this means that now we are on the same page. Another important way of active listening is asking question. Asking question basically provoke the person telling if I am saying something to give more things. For example, when you will ask this question, what if I miss something in this topic because there is nothing written, I'm just saying all these things from my mind. So if I miss something, you will ask question. This will give me more opportunity to add, to give the explanation. So asking question is also very important. Then the second thing is emotional intelligence. Emotional quotient for emotional intelligence. For project manager, 90% of the job is communication. In today's world, it's not emotional, it's not IQ that matters, it's EQ or EI, emotional intelligence. As your job is as a project manager is communication, understanding the needs of other, understanding yourself is very important. So it's more of a 5-step thing. Daniel Goldman basically popularized it. I will highly recommend that you read his book Emotional Intelligence 2.0. Okay, so he basically says that first is self-awareness. Understanding yourself, which things basically trigger your anger. I'm a very passionate person and I love the thing which I am doing. I don't do hundreds of things. I do very few things and I become very passionate and I get angry very just like this. So I am self-aware about that. Now, if you are self-aware about that, then you need to manage yourself. You need to manage yourself. If you are aware that that is the most important thing, you need to manage yourself. I am trying to manage my anger. Whenever I get angry, I drink a glass of water or I start walking or I just close my eyes and do that deep breathing exercise. I'm also a regular meditator. I do meditation to calm my body, like all those things, because I know anger is something that I need to work on. That can be my Achilles heel. It can basically become a problem for me. So I need to manage that thing while dealing with the entire team. Okay. Self-awareness, self-management basically means know yourself. Know yourself and manage yourself. Now the next thing is know others. Like understanding the feelings of other. If someone asks me a question in a class, I should understand, hey, like I suffer from the knowledge paradigm that I have a lot of knowledge of a certain topic, others people do not have. So even if someone asks a basic question, I should empathize them. The next thing also is when know others, when you are knowing others, you need to manage others and then show empathy, understanding what other people is feeling, being the shoes of other person. Okay, So know yourself, know self-awareness, self-management, know others, manage others or influence others, and the most important thing last, empathy, understanding feel others feeling, how they feel, and help them in that way. Very important, emotional intelligence must be used for the positive good of the project and not the negative good of the project. So very important topic for the exam, emotional intelligence. Then as a project manager, you must know how to handle a conflict. Conflict management is very important. So whenever a conflict occurs, mostly there are two team members. So whenever a conflict occurs, what occurs? You will go and start solving the conflict. No. First, you need to identify the level of the conflict. There's a 5 level of conflict. Okay, one is problem solving. Like people are trying to solve a problem here. Problem solving. If team is at the level 0, level 1, that they are working to solve the problem, as a servant leader, as a project manager, you don't need to go and work on that. You need to stay away on that thing. So if the problem is not solved properly, it becomes disagreement. Now people more basically start like criticizing each other. No, this is not the thing. I am right, you are wrong. We have moved from the problem solving to disagreement. Then the next thing becomes contest. More of a I want to win, you want to lose. Then become the crusade. Okay. Here we become more of a ideological. Like I need to care of my team. Now here we are. Once we move from level 3 to level 4, we are not taking care about the project. We are considering more about our team. Okay, level 1, 2, level 3, level 4, and the final level 5 is world war. Now here the team member cannot work together, so they cannot work at all. As a project manager, as a servant leader, your job is to de-escalate this. Okay, your job is to de-escalate the conflict. You need to de-escalate. How do you de-escalate the conflict? If there's a world war, this means you cannot work. Those team members cannot work together. What you need to do, you put them away. Like separate them. If both team members are very important, separate them to different room till the problem get cooled down. Okay. In the crusade, try to use diplomacy. Try to show them the empathy. Try to use their point of view. In contest, try to get more of a win-win situation or compromise. Compromise can also work in this area. Like from win-lose, they move towards compromise. And in disagreement, try to get the other's point of view and then problem solving. So the most important thing is that you need to identify at what level team is. This is the level, disagreement and contest, at which the project manager must tackle the problem, must go and work on the problem. Disagreement and contest. Once you have identified the problem, you have gone into the root cause of the problem. Now it's the time, identify the problem, go to the root cause, give the alternatives, how to solve the problem. So when we talk about clear conflict management, we can say that concerns for oneself and concern for others. Okay, so when I say concerns for oneself, I care for myself more. Here I care for myself more. Here less, I care for myself. Here I care more for myself. Here I care for others less. Here I care for others more. Okay, further I can also put this in a 2x2 quadrant to make it further easy. If I care for others as well as I care for myself, I will always go for problem solving, collaboration, or confronting. Try to solve the problem. Try to get to the win-win side of the solution. Somehow we need to get to the win-win side of the solution. If we can do that, that's a good way. That's a win from both parties. Okay. If we care for others more as compared to we care for ourselves, then we will accommodate them. It's a more of a lose-win. Okay, we are losing here. We are accommodating accommodating basically others' point of view, and we are letting go overthink. Or sometimes smoothing can also come here. We are just waiting for the conflict to pass away and all those things. If we care for ourselves, we basically more than we care for others. It's more of a forcing. We are forcing our opinion or directing. So it's more of a win-lose. And then if we don't care about them, we are too afraid to take care of ourselves. It's more of a lose-lose situation. We do avoid and withdraw. So in between, there's a way that is called as compromise. Okay, so compromise stand here. Compromise is a very different kind of way. Like both parties move away from their instant a little bit. He moves here, he moves there. That's more of a compromise. When a project manager say, hey, let's solve this problem on later, not now, we have other things to do. That's more of a smoothing. When we work and solve the problem, that's problem solving. When we confront other, that's also win-win situation. When we postpone the opinion that we don't want to discuss, that become avoid or withdraw. Okay, so this is a very important thing. Now, understand this thing, and this becomes a very important thing. Let's move towards other thing. Now I'll go to my signature Tuckman ladder. Okay, time, productivity. I try to summarize all those things and other things on this area. Before going to forward, one more thing. Leadership styles are very, very important, and among those leadership styles, servant leadership is something that as a project manager you need to do. Servant leadership is just like a father. You take care of your team, you provide food and water, you shield the team from problems, you empower the team to work, you provide them training needs. Okay, so servant leadership, have a servant leadership mentality, the project. But the project manager, at a different time, you play a different role. Your leadership style is different. For example, at the first stage, this is Tuckman ladder, or also known as stages of team. Okay, at forming stage, when the team has just come, the team is unsure. Team is unsure what to do. Okay, here the project manager has to decide. He needs a virtual resources, like he needs a virtual team, or he needs a physical team. Now, if he is getting physical team, there are certain type of challenges. Nowadays, PMP is very heavy on virtual team because of COVID for past 2 years. So you need to understand what are the issues in virtual team. Internet can go down. If I am talking, there can be like my family can speak a different side. Just right now, a bell, someone has clicked the bell. So all these are virtual team challenges. So you need to understand and you need to manage when you are ensuring, when you are acquiring resources. So the project manager, when team is forming, your role is more of a directing. You need to give them direction what to do. Ground rules are made at there. Now team charter is made at this stage, and your role is more of a directive nature, a very important thing at forming stage. The team is new, unsure, but they try to give their productivity best. Actually, forming would be more of a productive scale at here, not here. So you can put it on this thing. Then after some time, team starting having conflict. We call that storming stage. Everyone is fighting to understand, okay, no, this is our thing, no, this is our thing. So that becomes storming. Here comes that active listening, emotional intelligence, all the conflict management techniques that we have discussed, understanding the conflict level, all these things basically comes under the storming phase. You need to understand and solve those problems. Okay, here the role of the project manager is more towards, here it was directive, it more as a coach. He is listening to the team. Slowly we start understanding other strength. We start figuring out what the things are. So this becomes, the next stage becomes more of a norming. Now productivity at forming was more. Every person individual was trying to give the best. In storming it's less. In norming, use another color. So in norming, the productivity has again increasing. Here the job of project manager is more of a mentoring. Let the team work, do itself, and if they are doing good, well done. So if this is managed properly, the next stage becomes performance. The elite work. when the team is performing then excellent work. So here project manager role is more of a delegating. You need to step away. You need to stop doing micromanagement here as well as here. You should not do the micromanagement. Forming, storming, norming, performing. Okay. Now it becomes the last stage, that is more of a adjourning, or sometimes also authors called as morning. Okay. So adjourning or morning. Here the role of the project manager again become, because resources are coming and going, more of a coach as a mentor. Both things can work in this area. So very we get a ladder type of thing here. Tuckman ladder. Okay. So throughout the process, project manager needs to identify the training needs of a team. What are the training needs of the team member? He needs to identify individual training need, like if someone wants to learn Microsoft project or Primavera and there's a need of that in the project, you need to identify that the individual needs of the team of that person. Once that individual need is done, he need to put that in training plan, and then he needs to provide that training. Once the training is done, it can be on demand, all those things. That training must be measured, like have we code received those skills that were required, and then we can also have team trainings, like team building training or all those things. And project manager needs to measure their performance, how the team is doing, how the work is being done. He needs to measure. It's the job of project manager to provide a good environment, like environment in which the team can trust. Like in Agile, we can have co-located environment, we can have information radiator, all those things, caves and commons for the team. So the good environment is there, the environments of honesty, trust, feedback. We have made a mechanism to measure a feedback. We have these reporting tools like Kanban, burn up, burn down chart, quality reports, and those reports are shared at the co-located area on the notice boards. All those good things must be done, and all these things stands on the pedestal or on the foundation of servant leadership. So guys, this was all about journey of team, one of the most important journey. Guys, PMP is 42% people area, and when I say people, it is basically team, majority team, then stakeholder, then communication. If you can do that, I can guarantee you can clear PMP exam. Yes, the people area is more dominant, because now team, stakeholder, communication, agile is not coming only 42%, it is becoming 70-80%. So keep that thing while doing the PMP exam. And if you have not taken PMP training, do contact us. You can join our one-to-one program or the next month batch program, because this month batch is full now. So next month batch program you can join. If you have not subscribed to the channel, do subscribe it. This is like, now we have covered the entire modules of the journeys: stakeholder, communication, quality, resource, scope, schedule, cost, business environment, integration, closing. I will be working now more on agile, and then I will move on process group, and then I will give the entire PMP domain, and then you have this entire free course. So do subscribe us to the YouTube, LinkedIn, all those things, because our commitment to YouTube, to all those social media is increasing day by day. Thank you very much. Live with passion and become PMP. Bye-bye.